Morning here in Camp Macedonia. Guess it's not Camp Macedonia anymore, just me. Anyway, morning here in camp. I've been here since 4 a.m. Basically working on videos and things. About to get going, try and get across the high country before weather turns. 6:21. I have been up for about 2 hours, but running a little late. It always takes at least a little while to kind of fit back into my gear. Not to mention, it was kind of a comedy of errors this morning. I went looking for the privy in the dark, followed the sign trail, found a bunch of old dig holes from the privy, but never found the privy. Went to dig a LNT cat hole, found a nice spot. Poop shovel broke. Came back, started breaking down the tent, managed to put a pretty good hole in my finger due to pulling out one of the stakes. Also, apparently in the shuffle of Mississippi to here, I managed to misplace the little silicone lip guard that I always have on my coffee cup so I can drink my coffee nice and warm. That might be hard to get replaced for a little while. But hey, if that's the worst that happens out here, you can call it a pretty successful launch. There was at least one other party here at the normal July site, but I haven't seen any sign of them. Last night wasn't the most restful. I could basically just feel the altitude effects. It's the usual higher pulse, harder breathing, even when you're sitting there lying still, trying to fall asleep. And I seem like I woke up every couple hours. I have had 2 incidences of HAPE, high altitude pulmonary edema, over the years when I was peak bagging and such. So that's always kind of floating around in the back of my mind. I should have a lower camp at the end of today, but first today, I have to climb up another 2,000 feet or so, get over this pass. If I can make it to Brand Lake by 6 p.m., I can replace my poop shovel. Might even be able to replace the silicone cup lips, and then I'll have a couple hours to get clear of town. It seems like 4 or so miles out of town there may be normal dispersed camping opportunities. Yeah. I do believe I got an elk friend. Way down there, though. It's just Pica Central out here. Jen would be so happy. I've been hearing tons of the little guys in the rocks. They're usually a little bit shy, though. That guy doesn't seem to be. 7:20, and seeing those clouds, I am glad I started early. Also, it is good to be back at altitude. I'd say this is feeling nice and CDT-like straight from the get-go, except I really need some downed logs and about 500 cows to really capture the entire CDT experience. Granted, here I am on the CDT red line, and most thru hikers I've seen seem to have bypassed this, so that is very CDT. That looks kind of like lenticulars. I'm guessing I'm not going to luck out and get another sunny day today, but that's okay. Hopefully I'll be below tree line by the time that all starts up. And hey, I kind of got to test my new rain gear anyway. Got a rain jacket that matched the rain kilt, which I'm not using here because it's the CDT and you kind of need rain pants. It's the lighthearted gear rain jacket. Basically, I had a failure on another one of those breathables. This isn't a matter of, hey, I'm sweaty inside of it and I eventually get wet. This is full on water was coming through the material on the yellow black diamond I was using. So I just went full waterproof. I'm guessing that's the home base of the work crew that's setting up out here. They obviously got their work cut out for them. Apparently it's going to be burned like this the entire way down. So I ran into maybe 10 people all day yesterday, mostly day hikers just going to the falls, and now I've run into over 10 just before 11 o'clock. It's noon and I've gone about 10 miles. I'm managing, but I'm kind of dreading when I'm going to be picking up 4 or 5 days of food. The joys of just starting out on warm-up trips. This is why I do my warm-up trips before I get on the trail, usually. So presumably this is one of the closed trail markers I'd seen. There's supposed to be signs out here. Basically it's closed unless you have a backpacking permit. Yeah, there you go. It's been confusing the heck out of the thru hikers, obviously, though there's some pretty good explanations on far out. So it's a little after 3. I should make it into town in time to get that package and hopefully a new poop shovel, but I am hurting here. I would have stopped if I could. Unfortunately, I got to make it a couple more miles into town, then a couple more miles out of town. So I'm just trying to get my phone recharged before I leave, and I didn't go through near as much food as I kind of thought based on activity level. I think I'm just too tired. Just got to make it out of town. This is one of those days I really wouldn't mind being in town overnight, but just can't justify a $200 plus hotel room on, day 2. And that is a problem in general in this section. All the towns are just super expensive for, hotel or anything like that. Same thing when I came through last year, which is why it was such a bummer to get sick in this section. The only stroke of good luck was I did eventually find out about the Viking in Winter Park, which had a special hiker rate. So far I've just gotten a couple of sprinkles off and on. Well, I didn't really expect this to be the easiest start, what with the gap from the last time I was hiking and everything, and it is living up to expectations. I'm beat. Finally found a place to stealth away from the lake, so should be secure. I'm gonna eat and hopefully actually get some sleep tonight now that I'm at lower altitude. So this was pretty much more of a survive it versus enjoy it day, though the high bit early on was kind of nice. But hey, each day, hopefully, well, after a couple of more really struggling, then hopefully things will start clicking a little more. Home sweet home.